The story of the American Civil War usually begins with the split between North and South, but behind that divide stood a small group of states that allowed slavery, yet chose not to leave the Union. These were the border states. And the decision these states made did not just shape the early days of the conflict, it changed the destiny of the entire war. This is the story of why the border states did not join the Confederacy, and why their choice became one of the most decisive turning points in American history. When the Southern states began seceding in 1860 and 1861, the Union looked fragile and uncertain. But the border states, Kentucky, Missouri, Maryland, and Delaware, sat in a dangerous middle ground. These states permitted slavery, shared cultural ties with the South, and had deep economic connections with both regions. Many assumed these states would follow the Deep South and join the new Confederacy, yet they did not. Their choice was shaped by a combination of geography, politics, military pressure, and the personal conflicts within their own populations. First, geography played a massive role. The border states held rivers, railroads, and strategic land that neither side could afford to lose. Kentucky controlled access to the Ohio River. Missouri held the Mississippi River and key routes to the west. Maryland surrounded the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. If Maryland had joined the Confederacy, the capital of the United States would have been completely encircled by Confederate territory. The Union simply could not allow this. These locations made the border states too valuable to let go, and both sides understood the importance of keeping them loyal. Second, the people of the border states were divided in ways far deeper than in the North or the Deep South. In these states, neighbors often supported opposite sides. Cities and towns had mixed loyalties. Farmers, merchants, and political leaders were split. In some places, families themselves were torn apart. This division created uncertainty. Many citizens did not want to leave the Union, while others wanted to join the Confederacy. Because of this internal conflict, the states hesitated. Rather than moving quickly towards secession, their governments struggled to choose a side. Political leadership also influenced the decision. Many border state leaders believed that staying in the Union would better protect their economic interests. They depended on trade with northern states. Industry and transportation systems in these states were tied to northern markets. Joining the Confederacy meant risking economic collapse, instability, and possible occupation. Political leaders understood that remaining in the Union offered greater long-term security. Another crucial factor was direct military action. The Union government, led by President Abraham Lincoln, acted aggressively to secure the border states. Federal troops entered Maryland to prevent lawmakers from voting for secession. In Missouri, Union forces fought pro-Confederate militias to retain control. Lincoln famously said, "I hope to have God on my side, but I must have Kentucky." The Union's pressure was too strong to ignore. It signaled that these states would not be allowed to leave without a fight. Finally, the border states feared the destruction that war would bring if they joined the Confederacy. These states would have become immediate battlegrounds. Cities, farms, and communities would suffer. Many citizens believed that neutrality or loyalty to the Union would spare them from the worst of the conflict. They hoped to avoid the devastation that swept across the Deep South. In the end, the border states stayed in the Union not because they were fully aligned with Northern ideals, but because their geography, divided populations, political interests, and military realities pushed them toward loyalty. Their decision changed the course of the Civil War. Without the border states, the Union would have been weaker, Washington might have fallen, and the Confederacy might have gained the strength it needed to survive. The choice these states made, hesitant, complicated, and fiercely contested, shaped the future of the United States. Their loyalty to the Union became one of the defining factors that helped determine the outcome of the Civil War. If you enjoyed this video, then like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel.